Hey guys, welcome back to 333.
Here we are.
Sorry about our miss.
We're just busy
it's
people.
It's a miss input.
Bro, I love Charlie. He's the man. He's the man.
Yeah.
Last
That's
week.
all right. We're back now.
Yeah, we're just
Another
busy.
episode.
We're just
Boys
busy.
are back in town.
Damn right.
You know, we're out here doing stuff.
It's just hard because I live in Brisbane, and it's hard when all our schedules don't line up.
Yeah.
It's when the stars don't align. That's it.
You know what though? Everyone's going to be excited for this episode.
Yeah, they're like,
Because they've missed last week.
They are.
this is episode
yeah.
40?
Nah,
42.
It's like 42.
42.
Why did I not even know that?
Don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Probably because you don't edit the videos anymore.
No, but I'd write the titles and description, the thumbnails.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes maybe good.
Sometimes
Sometimes it may be shit. So what's going on? What is happening?
What's going on? A little bit known. I don't know.
Just busy this year.
No,
yeah.
I wanted to share a story.
Yeah.
Go ham.
Funniest story.
There it is.
I had to say it. I had to say it. I had to say it. I have two funniest stories, and they're both about Bryan. All right. So, all right. Bryan was seeing this
Heiselman.
chick for a few, like, I don't know, for a few weeks, and they were been out a few dates and whatnot, and he wasn't too like sure about her. And he's like, oh, look, I don't know. Like, she's perfect on paper, is how he described her, but I don't know if I'm actually just interested in it or if I don't run a relationship at the moment or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, I said to him, I said, dude, look, if you're not, I said, give it another date. And if you don't feel anything go in open, pardon me, go in open-minded and like willing to see everything about her, you know, and ask her certain questions that will like let you know how she feels and who she is as a person, what you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay, all right, sounds good. So he went on the date, come back to me, and he's like, I think I'm gonna end it with
Pass
her.
it.
All right, and I was like, yeah, okay. And he's like, oh, how should I do it? And I said, dude, just be honest with her. Be 100% honest with her. Say, look, like, I'm not really feeling a relationship right now, and whatnot. You know, like, just be honest with, like, don't lie and make shit up or something. And he's like, yeah, okay, all right. He comes back, and I see him like 2 days later, and he's like, oh, I've got the message, and I just haven't sent it yet. I was like, why haven't you sent it yet? And he's like, oh, do you want to have a look at it? And I read this message, and it was like a paragraph, right? It was a pretty long message.
Don't say you did
really?
it over text.
Huh?
Yeah,
he did over text.
Bryan.
Got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Bryan.
Yeah, I know. And he's gonna see, like, he sees us like still every now and then. Still. Yes. Anyway, and I read this text. I was reading the text, and I was like thinking, what the hell? Like, you wrote this text, and he's like, what do you reckon of it? And I was like, it's too lovey-dovey. Like, it sounds like you're writing this text and you've been dating for 6 months.
Yeah.
And you're breaking up with,
They've
like, you're
only been
breaking
on,
up with her.
a couple dates, right?
Yeah, they've been on like a couple dates.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. I was like, you need to tone that down so much, bro. And he's like, yeah, well, Chat GPT wrote it.
No.
way. That's amazing.
He got fucking AI to write.
That's classic.
He was typing into Chat GPT. He's like, okay, make it lovable. And then it'd spit out something. And he's like, okay, make it more heartfelt from the heart. And then
He's got an AI to write his breakup.
Hey, the future is here,
he
people.
didn't
It's
show me
here.
the top of the message. And it said, hi, X. Like the name for the name.
I thought it was like X's and
I thought you were saying like
ex-missus
hi.
name.
No, like hi X name.
Like, I thought you were saying like hi kiss.
No. It said hi X, and then it had the whole thing.
That is fucking
oh,
funny.
mate.
That
And
is
once
funny.
he told me that, I was like, you can't be kidding. You got to be kidding me
What
right
a
now.
sausage sandwich that guy is.
What? I've never heard someone describe someone as a sausage sandwich. What does that
Cock
mean?
sausage.
He is. He's just mate. He's a bit of meat and some
Just,
bread.
just an idiot, basically.
There's a lot more to Bryan than meat and bread.
He's a meat and bread with a good body.
Nah, there's
Who
more to
uses
Bryan.
Chat PG?
Chat
That's
PG.
pretty funny. Though.
Chat PG.
Not that again.
He was
Imagine-
using Chat M that day.
Yeah.
Imagine when you're trying to work in the system and you're 40 minutes late. You and your Joe Biden moment.
Oh yeah. Your Joe Biden moment the other day.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad. It was only because I was like out of breath and I was trying to speak quietly.
Yeah.
Imagine when you work of.
I've been messing around with Chat GPT lately, and it's very interesting.
What, you been talking to it?
Nah, like just
He's
doing some stuff.
You're that
with it.
lonely.
Nah, just,
He's like, hey, he's like, what's up?
just some stuff.
What's a woman feel like?
Mate,
What
that's
does a
you.
woman's
That's
touch
you, mate.
feel
What are you talking about? I know what women feel like, mate. Trust me. Do you?
How long
Yeah.
do you have to go back to in your memory to think about that?
Oh. Let me just check. the
Gets on the iPhone. He's like, feeling the screen. He's like,
When you have to do more than 2 swipes to set the camera roll.
But yeah, no, it's very intricate. It's pretty crazy. If anyone else has like played around with it before,
Mum
like, it's
uses it.
interesting.
She
It's
uses it.
very helpful.
She like,
It'll write a description for you better than you ever can.
Yeah.
She
Well, I
used that
mean,
for
it's
her.
not very good for breakup texts. I'll tell you that.
Very detailed by the sounds.
It's
of it.
very deep. It was just so heartfelt, exactly like he wrote it. Like
Yeah.
he said, and then like it would just sounded like it just went on, and I was like, this is like you sound like a full romantic, like, and you've
Yeah.
been dating for 6 months.
Yeah.
Like I was like, tone it down, and then he told me that, and I was like, you can't be serious.
Mate, it was like a
That
chick
was
that
so
I was
funny.
like talking to, and then like ages ago, and she went on a date. This is, you know, who I'm talking about, the one that was like,
Yeah.
bloody, that walked funny.
Seri.
And yeah, I was like, she's like, do you want to go on a date? And I was like, yeah, cool, let's go. We'll go for a
She
walk.
asked you on a date.
No, we're like, we caught up, right? We caught up, and then it was like, we'll go for like a little walk and then just go and like sit on the beach. Anyway, she wears active wear, right? She wore active wear, and I'm in my jeans and like a t-shirt, and I was like,
Why were you in jeans and a
She was
t-shirt?
keen on a walk.
and I was like, I didn't know we were going on a full walk. I thought we were just gonna go like sit on the beach and then.
Wait,
you
didn't
know-
you just say you wanted to go for a walk?
No, but like you know, little walk. You know when you go and like
Who wears
walk
jeans to the
Noosa?
beach? You sound like Bryan. We were going to Hamo the other week, and he's like, "Oh, should I wear my chinos?" And I was
Yes.
like, "Why are you wearing chinos?"
To
He was
Hamilton
like,
Island.
to Hamilton Island.
Yeah, it's cold. It's winter.
It's not. It's 25 degrees up at Hamilton Island.
Anyways, I was like, nah.
Who wears jeans to the beach though?
It was just like it wasn't like a summer's day. All right, it wasn't hot.
He didn't want to flex his legs yet.
Exactly. You don't want to see these pasty white boys, little thinny dogs. Anyways, I was like, I don't know what this is. And
You
I
know
was
what you
like,
look like? A Dagwood dog, and your legs are sticking out the bottom.
Bro, you can't do him like that.
could be a fucking Dagwood dog. Bro, you just get grilled on this fucking show. Why am I even on here?
And he's got deep fried.
Sticks.
Not
Like
the
a
same
Dagwood
color
dog.
as one. I'm like an albino Dagwood dog.
Oh, well, the sticks are always white.
Anyways,
Hey, just picture a Dagwood dog.
I was just like, yeah, nah, look, don't know what you want, but yeah, I don't want a relationship. Is how we, and she was like, oh, cool, that's a cash, and that was it. It was fantastic. She's like, just tell him, like, I was like, I don't know.
In
what you want.
person.
Yeah.
What? And she didn't want a relationship.
No, she wanted like to go for, and I was like, nah, I'm done. I don't really feel this. I can see
She
as
probably got that vibe when you rocked up in jeans.
it was just going to be a meeting at the beach, and then maybe going for a little walk. You know, just as you do, go get some food, and it was like, nah. She was like, rock, and I was like, I'm out.
I haven't been on a date in ages. I need to catch
You
up.
need to get out, bro. You need to talk to a woman. You're like,
I just can't be bothered.
I saw
Oh
this
What
my
do you
God.
mean you can't be
Well,
bothered?
it's such an effort. Just feels like so put on. Like trying to find someone.
just talk.
Don't you think
bro.
it'll just happen
Yeah, but,
when it happens?
but I think I agree. But
You gotta be- you gotta
you need
kinda
to go
look for
somewhere.
it. Yeah,
you don't
you
go anywhere. You
What do
go
you mean?
work and gym and home.
No, I go out
Where?
to the beach all the time.
Yeah, but if you see
Every
a chick,
weekend.
you probably go, "Oh, she's cute" in your head, and you go up to her.
Oh, they're half naked on the beach.
What?
Is that what
just
you're
like
talking
just
about?
someone like at a cafe when you like walk around Caloundra or something.
Oh, like, yeah, have a little chat, but it's not like petty talk. It's nothing like conversation worthy,
Be like,
you know?
hey, how you doing? I'm Chris.
That's so, who does that?
But that's what I'm talking about. What? You need to just go talk to someone.
Who though?
I don't know. I don't have to.
That's
put
what I
them out
mean. You
there.
gotta like find, you gotta be like on a dating app or like on Instagram.
Tinder,
where
you're not gonna find your girlfriend on Tinder.
No, that's the point. I'm not trying to find a girlfriend at the moment, really. But I'd still go on a date. See what happens.
What would you do on your date?
They're fun.
Wear jeans at the beach?
No chance.
Yeah, that's a.
I don't think I've
It was
ever
just a
done
walk. It was just a walk.
But
It wasn't on the beach. It was on a footpath
that. Next to the beach.
near the beach.
It's probably like the Balsa.
It was Alex.
Still, I don't.
Whatever.
Anyway, sorry, what were you
That's all
saying?
Can't remember now. I've been
He
thrown
just
off.
wants a date. That's all he. Just
No,
like
I just said wouldn't mind a date. Just see how it goes.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
I love getting to know someone. It's
Going-
just so interesting.
Going in there with like nothing though, like no
Yeah,
thoughts. Or, like,
that's
I don't want
fine.
to. I don't want to like go in there seeing if this person wants a relationship. I just want to see how it goes.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's
Feel it
exactly.
What do you reckon a good date is though? Like, if you were gonna take, like, are you going for coffee in the morning? Are you going for lunchtime? Are you gonna do an activity, or are you going for dinner? You know, what are you doing?
I say it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going on a date, I've most cases, been talking to them for a little bit, so I'll suss something out.
See what
Right.
they're into, what
You
time
know?
if
Yeah.
they're early risers or
Yeah,
whatnot.
exactly. Yeah, you normally found that out by then, and then you go from there. Like, if they're if it's more of like a classy chick, I'll probably take them for dinner.
Yeah.
If it's someone who is probably more like me, I prefer to go like on like a coffee date and go for a walk. I
Yeah,
like
that's cash.
grab a
I
coffee,
reckon that's a good
grab
one.
something to eat, and then
I
go
was
for
gonna
a
say
walk.
that is a perfect, like, a good
Yeah.
lunch.
That was my first date with Noelle.
Yeah.
Who's this? Who
You know, I've told you about her on the podcast before.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Have he?
Yeah, he said it. He hasn't said the name, but he said
No. That was like last week.
Oh,
or-
I just revealed the name.
You've revealed the name.
yeah.
Noel.
That's all
Noel.
you get.
Sorry. Noel.
Yeah.
Get it
Noel.
right.
Noel.
Noelle.
Novel.
Noelle.
Don't say the last name.
No, don't.
Or
He's like, oh,
second
he's
thoughts.
like-
Wait, did I say that right?
Did I spell it right?
She's like, what the hell?
No, it is.
There you go. So that's your new partner.
New enterprise.
You can't say that about her.
I never said that about her. He said that about her.
No. I was just saying that. I was looking at you, but I was saying to Chris, you can't call someone
I don't
you
think
can't call
I've-
someone an
I don't think I've
enterprise.
ever heard someone say an enterprise.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's kinda
that
just came
What is
out.
it,
Isn't that a-
Starship Enterprise?
Isn't that like a
Star Trek?
Yeah, like a company, an enterprise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've just called Dylan's
It's the beginning of something new and exciting.
lady
That's kind
friend.
of what I meant by it.
Chris is gonna be like, "Hi, I'm Chris.
Meant like
enterprise
a startup.
Yeah.
Like a business startup. That's
well-
what he was saying. Something new.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, it was actually okay.
Yeah.
I'll see that.
Yeah.
I'll pay that.
Wait, what? You pay what?
This is a saying.
I've never heard
Pay
someone
to
say-
play.
You say, I pay that.
What was the other saying he said that before that I've never heard?
You're a sausage sandwich.
Yeah, I've never heard someone say sausage sandwich.
You're meat and bread. You're just plain. Nothing
Vanilla.
exciting.
Yeah, vanilla. So people say vanilla.
Yeah, but
Like
like
vanilla.
we're Australian.
See, I say Australian. What?
Hold up.
hold up. Joe Biden back in the building. I say Australian.
And my father's son, he black. And
I can describe America in one word.
You could not come through.
what were we talking about? I was actually going to say something.
Bit
Oh,
dating
no,
stuff.
vanilla. I was saying vanilla.
Ice.
I love vanilla ice cream. It's probably one of my favorite flavors. But
'Cause you can add things to it.
because vanilla
Ice magic.
is so plain, no one likes it, which makes it uncommon. Which makes it an uncommon favorite flavor. So
Wow.
therefore, it's not vanilla.
But when you
Cookies
add-
and cream, vanilla flavor. You know what I mean?
To be fair, I like salted caramel. That's like my go-to.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
common flavors to like.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream, vanilla flavor. Chocolate, vanilla flavor.
Yeah.
You know, or sausage and bread flavor.
That's a bit. Imagine if they made that in ice cream.
Sausage and
Oh,
bread.
I'm sure they probably have. They've done like Vegemite weird things. haven't
Hell no. If you're eating Vegemite ice cream, something.
Vegemite chocolate was not terrible.
they? Yeah, that's the one. Who did that? Was that Cadbury?
Cadbury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Didn't they do like a bunch of? They do like Wagon Wheel and Ice Vovo, and they do like everything.
Wagon Wheel's already a thing.
Yeah, I know.
But
like,
Vegemite.
did like that collaboration.
Yeah.
All right, one another second funniest story.
About Bryan.
Yep. He stayed over one night at my apartment, all right? And we were awoken, I was awoken at 5:30, okay? When we'd gone to bed pretty late the night before because we had a big day at work.
Yeah.
And woken up 5:30, and I was like, shit, I don't remember setting an alarm this early. And then I was like, fire, it's so loud. And I've gone to turn it off, and then I was like, oh, shit, it's not mine, it's Brian's. I was like, Brian, turn your alarm off. Realised it was the fire alarm. The fire alarm was going off, and I was like, oh, shit, the fire alarm's going off.
So the building.
I've got up out of bed, and, like, I was like, oh, I'm, like, naked. Let me put some clothes on. So
Brian's there.
I quickly put, like, I was like, Brian, get up. And he's like, yeah, I'm awake. And then I was like, I put, like, some shorts on that I had beside my bed and my hoodie on, right? Went to go downstairs, and I'm standing at the front at the front. And I was like, Brian, what are you doing? And he's like, he's putting his chinos on, his shirt on, a hoodie on. And then I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm putting clothes on. I was like, you didn't need to get dressed for uni or something. He's fully getting dressed.
Put clothes
doing
on
his hair. I'm like, if this building was on fire, which I don't know if it is, the fire alarm's still going off, you'd be dead. And he's like, yeah, just give me a second. And he's like, doing his hair.
He's getting prepared for who's going to be down.
I was going to say, yeah.
It gets worse. Walks out, puts his laptop away in his bag, and puts everything, packs his charger away in his laptop bag, puts his laptop bag over his shoulder. Meanwhile, I'm standing at the front door, and there's alarms going off.
Brian's the type of guy that would, like, as the planes just, like, crash land in the water, he'd, like, get his bag.
Yeah.
He'd grab his bag
Leave all
from the
belongings
overhead.
behind.
Yeah.
I was like...
And he's like, nah.
I was like, clearly you've never been in a fire alarm before or don't know what a fire alarm is because they say to leave everything behind. He's like, he's like, oh, have I got my phone? Oh, no, I've got to get my phone. Walks back, got his phone. He's got his laptop bag over his thing. He's putting his shoes and socks on.
Didn't you wear bare feet?
Yeah, I had Birks. I had my Birks on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they just slip on. He's putting his shoes and socks on my couch. And I'm like, what are you doing? We could be dead. And then we walked downstairs and, like, luckily we were waiting outside at the front with everyone. Still dark.
Did you go down the stairs, not the elevator?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, the elevators were closed. Turns out someone got stuck in the elevator.
Yeah. Oh, really?
But, yeah, we were waiting down there for, like, I don't know, an hour or so.
Yeah.
And we've gone to, like, walk back there, like, oh, yeah, it's clear. I'm like, cool, easy. It was so cold, and I'm sitting there in shorts and Birks and no socks.
Freezing down there at that time.
That's right. Man was fully rugged up. Brian was fully rugged up, so he was all good.
He's ready to go to uni, man.
He's got his quarter zip on. He's everything. He's like checking his watch. He's ready to go.
Let's go to uni. Yeah. Let's get my car keys.
We've gone to go back upstairs. We're in the elevator, and there's this these two other chicks in the elevator talking French, and he's French, of course. So he's like, listen to them, and then they get out and like. At their 9th floor or something, and then as they walk out, they say, "Oh, see ya," and then Brian goes, "Oh, au revoir," like goodbye, just goodbye in French, and then we go back upstairs, and he's like, "Oh, she was kind of cute," and I was like, "Yeah, she wasn't bad. I wasn't really paying attention, but," and we walk back inside, and I've gone to go put some actual clothes on because I was freezing cold. I was like, "Oh, no point going back to bed now." No. I come back out. Man's got a piece of paper and a pen, and he's writing to the girl I saw on level 9 with the green scarf. Here's my phone number. And he's put his phone number on the thing. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like,
Where was he going to leave that?
On level 9.
We went back down to level 9, and he dropped it, put it on the floor of level 9.
Oh
Bro.
my God.
Someone took a photo of it
and put it in the group chat.
No.
Bro, so our building has like a full group chat. Everyone in our building, there's a big WhatsApp group chat, and someone took a photo of it.
That's
classic. Put it in the group chat, and was like, "Oh, here you go to the girl on level 9 with the green scarf." And everyone was commenting about it, like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute. The fire alarm was good in the end, and it'll bring young love together or something."
That is mate. The only love note I've left is on just some Karen in New South Wales. So I was visiting my dad.
Whoa. Pause.
Resume. So I got a note on my car, right? Because I was like seeing dad in Sydney, and I drove down to catch up with some mates, and it was like, to the person who owns this car, this is for visitor parking only. Do not park here, and remove your vehicle, like park in like the garage. And I was like, really? Someone's like written this on my car, and I was like, to the person who wrote this note, And I was like, as you can see, I'm from Queensland, visiting my dad from New South Wales by my license plate. So stop being petty and stick it up your ass. And then put a smiley face and left it on the floor of the reception. It was just like, whoever fucking wrote it. I was like, I'm a visitor. I'm allowed to park in this park.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And I was like, why? Like, why do people have to leave stupid notes on your car?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've only gotten like note numbers left on my car.
Yeah.
Parking tickets.
No.
They're the ones I get.
Uh,
So did anyone hit Bryan back up or not?
Yes, she texted him.
Oh, really?
no way.
She texted him, but she has a boyfriend. But she added him on Instagram, and
Well, that's
every now
Surely
and
No,
then,
you can't do that. You can't do
got a
that.
boyfriend.
every now and then,
Clearly
he'll be like,
not.
"Oh, Frenchie's in this place, or Frenchie's doing this, or Frenchie's doing that," and I'm like,
Keen trying to chase you around.
oh, "Stop it, Brian." Yeah, no, it was funny. It was just funny walking out to him going like, and he was standing up, hunched over the desk, like right, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta find her, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, you just saw her in the elevator." And he's like, "Oh, but she was just gorgeous and she's French." And I was like, "Oh, bro."
Is that man fluent in French?
Yeah, he is, yeah. Yeah, his parents are French. So, yeah. No, he's fully
There you go.
fluent.
Fluento.
I always we were at the bloody that's Italian. We were at the markets last night and it was pretty packed and there was a part and I was like and I saw him walking the other direction and I was like, "Monsieur Bryan," and he was like, "What the hell?" Like looking
that?
around. Yeah, looking around. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir. Scusi. And he's like, "Oh, it's you." And then he's like, I was like, "Who is that speaking French at me?" And yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, I wasn't even speaking
Should have
French.
been like, bonjour, Brian, comment ça va? And then they would have been like,
Yeah.
comme
Should have
comme
said
ça.
that.
Je déteste l'orangina parce que pomme de terre.
A baguette.
Uno, due, tre.
No, 1, 2, 3.
Also Italian.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Nerf gun. I heard Nerf.
Que pasa?
Que pasa? This guy.
Oh, far out.
I'm good with languages.
Yep.
Yeah, Despacito.
Hey. It worked.
Play
Alright.
Despacito.
Well, that one didn't work. Don't know what the other song
That was
was.
fucking funny.
Oh, we need to find you someone, Chriso.
Even my nan told me that the other day. That's when you know you got to find
You gotta
someone.
find someone.
Anyway, that brings me on to my next point. So we're at Hamo the other week. All right. And we had to take the boat out. Had to take it for a run and like move berths and whatnot. We got there on the Saturday and we're only there for like a day and a bit. We got there on the Saturday and I was looking at the weather and the weather was pretty shit. Like it was so windy and there was a bit of swell.
Not ideal.
No, it was not ideal. I mean, like, mate, still such an unreal place. Even like when you're there and like, and it's like that. Like it was overcast the whole time.
It's amazing
I was
either
gonna
way.
It's
say,
just
yeah.
so unreal.
Yeah.
We were there when it was like pissing down, like half the time maybe.
Yeah, it's still mint. Love
Still
being in
so
Hamo.
good. Yeah, unreal. Anyway, so I was like, oh, look, Brian, it's probably going to be better if we take the boat out tomorrow morning early.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll catch the wind off. There's nothing we can do about the swell, but we'll catch the wind off. He's like, yeah, all right, sounds good. And we had to sleep. We had to sleep together on the bed because there's only like one bed.
Yeah.
It's not a bed. You've seen it.
Yeah.
On
It's
the
not.
boat?
Yeah. It's not a bed. It's no.
It's like a triangle.
Yes. And he's like, all right, let me see it first. Like this was like when we first kind of got there. And he's like, let me see the bed we've got to sleep in. And I was like, are you sure you want to sleep? You want to see it? And he's like, yeah, all right. And he's like, I was like, oh, it's under there. But he's like, oh, is that where you like put your feet? I was like, no, you got to put your head up there because like it's on a bit of a lean because of how the boat sits and that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, you can get in if you want. He's like, oh, okay. He's got in and he's like, the roof is like
Right there.
right there. So I worked out, he's got a video. I can't put my forearm up,
Yeah.
like on my elbow, from my elbow to my top of
Yeah.
my knuckle. I can't put it up straight. That's
Like a
how.
30, 40 centimeter gap.
Yeah, probably.
Just about.
Yeah, probably above your head. And
Yeah.
like, I don't really mind. Like, I don't get claustrophobic or anything. And then he's like, oh, this isn't too bad. And then like, he's like, oh, well, I was like, well, I'm not in there yet. I was like, we both got to get in there. And then I've slid up in there and it's literally like you're laying on your back with your arms in and we're still touching shoulders. and the wall beside us. Like, that's how tight it is. And I was like, oh, well, I don't care because I sleep like that anyway.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, this is going to be so bad. And then, like, we just couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. It was just, I don't know, there's something about it, but as soon as we got in there, we just could not stop laughing because of just how funny it was. It was so shit. It was just so funny, all right? And then, anyway, we went away. We went to bed that night, and he fell asleep there next to me, but couldn't sleep for a bit. So he went out and slept outside on the couch cushions.
Yeah.
Just on the
On
top.
the boat.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
the top. Fuck,
Yeah.
that would have been a bit cold.
He went out there for like 3 hours. I wasn't that cold out. It's not that cold in Hamo. It was like a low of like 22.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
It was fine. Yeah. And so he went and slept out there. And like we didn't have blankets or pillows anyway. So he had like his rolled up towel, and so did I. We were sleeping on that. That was our pillow. And he went out there for like 3 hours. He's like, oh, I don't really want to go back down there because he thought like I'd be full spread eagle on the thing. And he started getting rained on, so he then went and slept under the hard top in the center console on the floor.
Oh my God, that little gap.
That little gap where the footwell is where you drive from. And then he's like, oh, it's too hard. So then he went and came back down, and I was like still perfectly not moved the muscle underneath. And he's like, oh, okay. So he came and slept back under there, and I woke up and I went to the bathroom and pissed outside and then came back in. And he was snoring, and I was like, oh, shit.
Here we go.
Here we go. So I was sat there for a bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, hopefully it'll stop. And then like it started getting quiet for a second. I was like, oh yes, it's stopping.
It's getting
and then
louder.
it went and went so loud, and I was like, oh my gosh. So then I flicked him. I flicked his head, and then he's like, oh, what was that? What was that? What was that? And I was like, okay, get to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. And I tried to go to sleep, and he went to sleep before me again, and was snoring again. And because we're like shoulder to shoulder, he's right there.
Oh.
And I'm like, I can't get away from this.
Full speaker.
Full speaker in your eardrum. And then he's trying to roll, and because like you can't get your shoulders out, so
you
he's trying to
can't
roll like this,
Roll
and
on
he's
your
like,
side.
like breathing into my ear, and I'm like, because I'm on my back, he's breathing into my ear, snoring, and then I push him, I'm like, shut up, mate, and he's like, what? I was like, you're snoring, shut up. And then he's like, I can't do anything about it. And then I was like, roll over the other way. And then he just went to bed again before me.
Yeah.
I could not get sleep. This was an hour and a half. Went over an
Crazy.
hour and a half.
He falls asleep so quick.
4 times.
Yeah.
All right. And then I was like, all right, no, I'm timing him this time. I timed him. Swear I'm alive. Timed him. It took him from talking to me, and then he shut his eyes. I spent, boom, on the clock, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to start snoring again. How is anyone supposed to just fall asleep in 2 minutes and 30 seconds? That doesn't happen. And then he goes, it's just quiet. And then he goes
ham.
right in my eardrum. And then I was like,
Yep.
I woke him up. I was like,
I feel sorry for
You know what I
Bryan's
did?
missus in the
I'm
future.
going to show you what I did.
Is that the first time you've experienced that?
That's the first time I've ever
No
experienced it.
way.
Oh my
The
God.
first time we experienced it, I was like, holy shit.
You?
Right.
Yeah. When I was in there when buddy Abby and Tanika.
Oh, that room.
Yeah. And he was just there and he's like, and we're like,
He told that story, yeah. And he woke up.
we're like,
And everyone
what
was
the?
like, what the hell was that?
We're like, what is this noise? And we're pissing ourselves. And this guy's like,
That's a whole room he's lit up.
mate,
Anyway, I'll tell you what I did.
listen to Chris.
I'll tell you what I did, all right?
Nah.
Are you
I
sure?
was like, I'm so sick of this.
Yeah.
So I recorded him
Yeah.
snoring, right? And this is what I got. Listen. Oh, wait. What's it playing on? Oh, it's playing on something else. Wait. Sorry, my bad, guys.
Speaker somewhere.
Listen to this. Wait, just wait. It gets worse. Oh, it's quieting down. Nope.
How rough.
This is right in my ear.
yeah, dude, it's a deep bit.
Oh, it's quiet. Oh. All right. So I recorded that. I recorded it and I played it. I put it above his ear and I played it and he woke up.
You woke up.
How the hell does that work? How can you not hear yourself snoring when you're asleep. But if I
As soon
record
as
it
you-
and put it in your ear, he woke up and he's like, "What is that noise?" I was like, "That's you idiot." And
that's
then
like
he's like,
hearing-
"What do you mean? How's it me?" And I was like, "I recorded you snoring and put it in your ear to wake you up, and you woke up."
I was scared when I was filming Chris having a little snore when he was over. This
Who
is
does
Chris.
that?
This is Chriso.
That's the rare occasion that I fall asleep on my back.
Yeah, but that's not that bad. That's
It's
like,
not.
that's just breathing.
It was like quiet, but like Brian is like
He's
like
on
that.
another
That
level.
is tame for Brian.
Yeah, I know that was
In
That
real
is
life,
tame.
in real life, it's another level. It's like
It is because like that does not do it justice one little bit. But
Yeah.
I just could not believe that it woke him up, me playing that. And then he's like, I was like, let me go to sleep first, and then you can go to sleep.
Like Chris
And he's
told
like,
me he
"All
tried
right."
to wake him up like a couple times, like when Brian was asleep, and like we were like all laughing when Brian was fucking snoring, and then now he's woken up when you've gone.
yeah.
Yeah, and played
Hold
it
a
back
phone,
to-
yeah.
literally. And then anyway, after that, I got to sleep pretty quickly, and he went on. I think he went on his phone for a little bit, and then I went to sleep, and then it was all fine from there. But I was just like, he's like, "Why'd you keep waking me up though?" And I was like, "I let you sleep for like an a bit, all right."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Okay, well, I'll let him sleep for a bit, and if it doesn't stop,
It's my turn.
I'm having some sleep as well. I deserve some sleep, all right? I got to drive the boat." Anyway, and then we woke up, and then we went out in the boat in the morning. We left at like 5:30, so it's still dark.
Yeah.
Driving out, and it's like it's all protected. And we were going to Whitehaven because I was like, "Oh, we'll maybe try and get there. Maybe it'll be protected around there." We went around, and the whole side of Hamo, it was fine. We ran around all through the
beach.
Passage
Yeah.
Peak, in front of Cat's Eye.
Yeah.
That was fine. It started to get swelly. So the swell was 3 meter swell.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, 3 meter swell.
It's big.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. And we come around that corner, and I saw this, and it was still kind of protected, so there
Yeah.
wasn't much wind, so it was just big swelly. So
Yeah.
you're just going whoa, down the other side, you know,
Yeah.
like that. It wasn't too bad, and it was like that probably halfway up, and then it started to get a little bit worse, and the wind was like
No
starting
thanks.
to hit it.
Start
No
doing
thanks.
this.
The wind was like 40 km an hour wind.
Oh
Far
my
out.
God.
All right. Yeah, I know.
Was that in that opening where you go through to like
Before
Whitehaven?
that, it started
Oh,
getting
okay.
worse. Before that,
Yeah.
like
So
I
is that where
couldn't
the-
see.
Is that where the bloody resort is on that corner?
No. This is like the big island.
No,
You're
this is going to
past.
Whitehaven.
Right.
You're going.
Oh yeah. Like where that we went on the.
It's like before you go left, like down
Yeah.
that passage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the passage, but yeah. Anyway, when we were in the swelly part and it was like just swelly, not too bad. I was like, "Oh, you can go sit up the front if you want. Just like come back if it gets too bad." And he's like, "Yeah, all right, Kaz. Just like sit on the cushion
Yeah.
facing forward. Don't sit on the front too." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, all right."
Sits on
Because
the
like
front
there's
too.
handles there, all right.
Yeah.
And he went up and he's sitting there and it's fine because like we're going like this and he's like, "Oh, this is fun." He's like looking back, smiling. Anyway, and then he was there for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 minutes. It started to get pretty bad. And like I'm sitting one hand on the throttle, getting ready to like back off up these massive waves and then accelerate down them
Yeah.
like you're supposed to. And waves started crashing over the front. And like he's like, "Oh, I'm starting to get a bit wet." And I
Yeah.
couldn't see. And the windscreen wiper on the front's not working at the moment.
yeah.
It goes, but the rubber isn't touching the glass, so it doesn't
okay.
do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway, and I was like, "Oh, I can't see." And then I was looking at him, looking at the waves, and then this wave come out of nowhere. We went bang up it, and like the boat handles unreal, so it wasn't crashing or anything, but it just was so massive. And then we come down. I see him drop to the floor, smack straight down to the floor.
No way.
He wasn't sitting on the seat. He was like,
What was he doing?
He was trying to come back. He was about to come back. Literally just stood up, about to come back. Just stood up, and then he went bang, crashed straight to the floor. And I'm like, "Oh shit, is he all right?" and then I see him start to get back up, and then we hit another wave because I was looking at him. I didn't see the wave, and he went bang again, bro.
Brian got
Bro.
destroyed. That's payback for snoring last night.
Before we went out in the boat, I was like, "Oh, have you been on like a boat before?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been on a boat." I was like, "Oh, like what boats?" He's like,
Cruise ship.
"Oh, I went on the Spirit of Tasmania like 2 or 3 times," and I was like, "The Spirit of Tasmania, isn't that like 150 meters or something? Like, isn't it a massive boat?
Don't feel
Isn't
anything.
it a huge ferry that carries cars?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, was it rough? He's like, oh, no, not really. And I was
They
like,
can go through 3 meters.
he's like,
Well,
oh, I've been to Tinny. I was like, what, in the river? He's like, yeah.
yeah, in the canal that we went.
I was like, oh, you don't get seasick, do you? He's like, nah, I'm good.
Welcome to the real world.
He comes out and he's like hit the deck the second time, all right? And I'm like, oh shit. So I've like backed off a bit, but you can't back off fully
you gotta
because
keep going.
it gets way worse. And I see him, he's crawling on his hands and knees, feet first, coming back down
The side
the
part.
gunnel.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my! I was cracking up laughing. I was like, "What happened? What did you do?" He's like, "I was trying to come back, and then I fell, and you hit a wave, and then you hit another one, and then I crawled on my hands and knees."
He would have been shitting
It
himself.
was the funniest shit.
He would have been,
because just the fact that he didn't get up again. He just
Stayed
seeing
down.
him.
Crawls back.
I'm standing in the center console, watching him crawl back down the gunnel, and just his head pop out of a little feet well part.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. And I was like, are you all right? And he's like, no, I hit my ass. I landed on my ass cheek and I feel like it's broken. And I was
My
like,
arse cheek's
I was like,
broken.
your ass cheek's not broken, Bryan. And he's like, yeah, but I hit my knee on the deck as well. And I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay. I was like, all right. We got to keep going. And we kept going. It just kept getting worse.
Why didn't he just sit in the seat? Wait, like there's 3 seats.
He did. He was on the right of me by this point,
Yeah.
and the waves were crashing on the right. And I was like, come around the back of me, all right, through the center console, and come sit over this side. He's like, no, I'm not moving. And he's like,
What, still on the ground?
No, he's up now.
Still
but
on the ground,
He's
on all
getting, he's
fours.
getting saturated by this point, getting so wet. I was like, Bryan, just go behind me, and
on
you
the
can
side.
you'll get dry over here.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not moving. I was like, I'll slow down a bit. And I slowed down a bit and he come around the other side. And he's like, can we just stop for a bit? And I was like, we can't stop. It's only going to get worse. He's like, I don't feel good. I was like, no. I was like, if we stop, you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
You're going to get so much worse.
'Cause
And
it's
you will
gonna
be
rock.
sick. It's going to be worse. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
We got to keep going. And he's like, he's looked at me. He's like pale.
Yeah.
Full pale and holding on. And he's rock solid.
Should have told him to look at the horizon.
Yeah. Anyway, it was bad. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It was so much. I was having so much fun.
Yeah, it'd be mint.
I was having so much fun, and he's like, and then we got around the corner anyway, and he's like, "How were you enjoying that?" And I was like, "Well, I've just spent my whole life on the ocean, pretty much. I've been through way worse than this." And I've been in 5 meter swell in that same boat in a cyclone. So that was just like,
Another level.
yeah, it was ridiculous. I was actually pretty scared by that point.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't show it because I was with another mate who had never been in swell like that. And
Yeah.
he had his life jacket
Mate,
on.
did you see that
I think
video
I
of the
told
Mad
that story,
Hueys? Did you see the video of the Mad Hueys when they
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
get through that little gap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my! What were they thinking?
That gap, like through to Whitehaven, can get pretty wild.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like the current meets the tide, and it's
As soon as we turned that corner, it was all right though. But it was also high tide. I had no charts. The screens weren't working
okay.
because Dad flipped some of the switches, changed some of the switches because some of the fuses had broken. So he changed some of the switches. So I didn't know that, and I couldn't get a hold of him because he was overseas.
All the data was going off the.
So I had no screens.
So you drive-
black screens.
Oh, really?
I had black screens. I had no autopilot. I just
Yeah.
had a compass. I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
But the issue was the screen in front of me. I couldn't see anything because the water was hitting it.
Yeah.
And you know that rock and we go between that rock.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't see it.
Yeah.
So I was looking out the side of the thing, trying to like go, okay, I see it, and then go back.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Yeah.
full on. And we got around the corner. It was flat, but it was blowing its absolute ass off.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh shit, we spent a bit of time there, and then
Did you go back around the other way, like to get protected, or not?
no, we went
Sent
back
it
that
back
way.
the same
I
way.
was like, oh, going back so much easier.
Yeah.
Like
If you're going
it's-
with the
it's-
swell.
Yeah, going with it. I was like, I said to Bryan, I was like, going back, it's going to be so much better than coming in. And he's like, oh, that's so good. I was like, but it's a lot more dangerous. And he's like, what? Why? And I was like, because when you're following swell that is taller than our boat to start with, and they can be so fast, and if that wave gets behind us, it can turn the whole boat and we'll flip and we'll high side.
Yeah.
So I've got to hook it down these waves, and it's going to seem sketchy when we're in the moment, but just hold on, it'll be fine. And he's like, but can we go the other way? Like, is there another way? He asked that. He's like, is there another way? And I was like, no, it's going to be better. We'll be fine. We've got to go this way.
Yeah.
And all right, I'm standing there and I've cranked the tunes, mate. It was so much fun. Cranking the country, one hand on the joystick and like my feet spread and like one hand on the steering wheel. It was so, you would have loved it. You would have loved it. But he was like full, like glued. You wouldn't have been able to pry a grip from his fingers,
Would have
mate.
been so entertaining watching.
Oh, yeah, it was fun. And there was one bit, oh my gosh, there was one bit where we were hooking down this wave. I think I was doing 40 knots down this wave. It was pretty crazy. And like, it was massive. And I was like, look behind us. And he's looked behind us and he's like, holy shit. Like the wave is like, looks like it's going to come over the top of us. Yeah. And we started to like track a bit sideways because I'm trying to go like this direction and the waves are going this direction.
Yeah.
So I've got to like go that way when I go like the direction I want when I can, but then when a wave comes, I've got to turn down
Basically
into it.
Got to attack the waves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I've done this one and I've tried to turn out of it and a bit early and it started to go and he's like, oh shit, turn back. And I was like, it's fine. And I kept going, but it was so much fun. I was loving it. I was singing the whole time. And he was did not say one little word. And you asked him about it. He was pretty terrified.
He's traumatized.
You should have jumped off the bloody yacht club, bloody balcony again.
I said that to him. I showed him that. He jumped off that. I had so much. I was loving life, but he was like, I'm going to appreciate life now. I'm going to appreciate it a lot more now that like I'm back on land.
And he's never going to go back on that boat again.
He stood on the pontoon when we were back. He's like, is this pontoon moving? I can feel it rocking.
Mate, you're in a bloody covered safe area.
Oh,
that would have been so funny to
It
witness.
was so funny.
What a classic.
I would have been pissing my pants.
Bro, it was hilarious. Anyway, do you want our today years old?
Yeah.
Fire away.
Okay, 1 second. All right. Our today years old. I saw this the other day actually and thought this was really interesting. Yep. There's a Netflix TV show called Space Force. You may have heard of it. No. Steve Carell, the guy from The Office.
Oh, really?
Michael from The Office is the lead in this series, right? And I've seen it. There's like 2 seasons of it. Watched it and that. And did you know that the US has a Space Force?
What's a Space Force?
It's a part of the American military. So it is the military of space.
Right.
So if we get attacked, the Space Force comes out in their spacesuits and lasers.
I don't know what they have or what they do, but America has a Space Force. And I think they are either the only country to have a Space Force.
Do you reckon though?
No, well, this is a fact. I saw this the other day, but I can't remember if it was America are the only country or it is like America and Russia, and China or something.
China, you reckon?
No, Russia doesn't have it.
Yeah. Okay.
But how crazy is that? There's actually a Space Force. That's actually a thing now. I just thought that was pretty full on.
So if we get attacked by aliens, we send them.
Maybe.
You got no chance anyway.
Maybe. Who knows where they're working on?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Doing some crazy stuff up there.
Anyway, and with the dad joke.
Let's go.
What do you call a girl who is good at darts?
Shots.
Amy.
Ah.
That was a pretty good one.
Jared knows about that.
Who? Amy?
Yeah.
Did you date an Amy? Did you date an Amy?
Thanks for listening to this podcast.
Did you date an Amy? Did he date an Amy?
No.
He was just with an Amy. Talking to an Amy.
There's a possibility.
She fucked me over.
Oh, that sucks. Did she beat you in darts?
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, thanks for watching.
She darted.
That's me.
She darted. That's what you just said.